Hello everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne and I'm a certified RV inspector. And today we're going to be talking about the very best motorhome tire brands or RV tire brands that you should buy. You know, sooner or later we all have to buy new tires for our RV because they wear out. And the life expectancy of most RV tires is really right around 5 to 6 years. And that's because they often age out before they wear out. So when it's time to get new tires for your motorhome or your RV, what are the best brands to choose from? Well, drawing up a list of best motorhome or RV tire brands is very subjective because it really comes down to opinions. Now, how then did I form my list here that I'm going to give you today? Well, I searched a lot of RV forums online and RV websites, and I've talked to a lot of people over the years. And there are certain brands that I hear a lot about. And what I'm looking for at all times is what are the brands that get the most positive comments? They're talked about a lot, but they're talked about for the right reasons. And so when we're drawing up a list of those best motorhome tire brands, there are two categories that it generally falls in. And number one is premium tire manufacturers. These are the ones that we've heard about for years. We know them very well. And right at the top of the list is Michelin. And Michelin really is well known for making a quality product. In fact, online, many RVers just rave about Michelin tires on their RV. Some of them even going to the point of saying, you really shouldn't buy anything else. Well, I can't go quite that far, but I can say that they do make a good product. However, the downside of Michelin tires is they're very expensive, usually more so than almost any other tire out there. However, there are other premium tire brands to choose from, and the ones I hear about a lot in a positive way are Bridgestone and Continental. So those three tire brands would be very good to choose from. I mean, after all, we've heard about them for years. We know that they build good tires, and any of them would be good for your RV or your motorhome. Now, there are other brands, though, right? Other premium brands like Goodyear and Firestone and Cooper and so on. Am I saying that you should not buy those brands? No, not at all. Again, this is a list of the very best motorhome tire brands and RV tire brands. And what we're talking about is the ones that get the most positive reviews online. So those are the three brands that I can recommend in the premium category. But there's a second category, and that is the less expensive tire brands for your RV or your motorhome. Mainly, they're Japanese brands. These get a lot of comments online as well. In fact, there's a lot of reviews about these Japanese tire brands. And the good news is they're almost always very positive in the things that they say about them. Now, number one on the list of these less expensive brands is Toyo. Very popular with a lot of RVers. But you also hear about Hankook, Sumitomo, and Yokohama. Now, all of these brands may not be recognizable to you. You may not recognize some of them, but they are in use and a lot of people are using them, and quite a few are saying really positive things about them. In fact, a scenario that I often see online is that an RVer will talk about how they switched from Michelin tires over to one of the Japanese brands and how happy they are with it. Well, why did they switch in the first place? Almost always it's because of the cost of Michelin tires, and they needed to save some money. So the question is, well, if you do that, are you going to be buying a really inferior tire? And the good news is that from all the reviews I have seen, the people I have talked to, know you're going to get a very quality tire, even from these less expensive Japanese brands. So that's my list of premium brands and less expensive Japanese brands. The question is, how do you get them? Well, it's hard to find an RV tire shop that has all of these offerings, but you can find them online. And here's a great resource for you. It's a website called MotorHomeTires.com. And they also are reviewed a lot online and have great reviews for their service. So consider them. Many of the brands that I've mentioned here today are sold by them. Not all of them, but many of them are. But here's the really good news. When you look at the price they list online, it will include shipping the tires to you, mounting and balancing them, new valve stems, disposing of your old tires, and local installation for free. So that's great. When you look at the price online, that's what you're going to pay for your next set of tires. And that's really good. In fact, they will send the tires to anyone you want locally. Let's suppose that you have a tire shop that you like and you have a lot of confidence in them. They have a lot of people that think they're really good. Well, you could have MotorHomeTires.com send your tires to them. You bring your rig in and they'll replace your tires. However, there's another option. MotorHomeTires.com has over 4,000 installers, and many of them are mobile installers all across the U.S. that can actually come to you where your RV or your motorhome is and replace your tires. It could be in a campsite, it could be at your home, wherever your RV is located. So really, you have your choice of installation location. Isn't that great? You could do it at a tire shop, or you could have a mobile installer actually come right to you. Now, there's not just motorhometires.com that you can buy from. I'm not trying to give that impression. It's just a resource that I hear a lot about on the RV forums especially, and very positive things. There are other online websites where you can buy RV tires, so make sure you look around for them as well. When you decide that you want to get new tires, here's a question. What size tires and what specs should you use for those tires? Well, in almost every RV, there's a data plate from the manufacturer. It's usually in the front and right around the driver's seat. So look for it, and on that data plate, you will see listed on it the size tires they recommend for replacement on this RV. So that's the best place to get the information for replacing your tires. However, if you've got questions, the good news is MotorHomeTires.com and probably most of these other online sites as well allow you to call them and they'll walk you through it. They have experts that they can talk with you and answer questions and help you feel comfortable about your purchase. So do that if you feel you need some extra help choosing the right size tires for your rig. Now, you don't have to buy tires online either. You could go to local tire shops because many of these shops run specials from time to time, and they're very good specials. So do your due diligence. Go around, check the tire shops, see what they say, and see what they recommend as well. Really, getting new RV tires doesn't have to be a hard process. Just try to start with the best brands, the ones that are most often recommended and get positive comments and reviews. And hopefully the list that I gave you today will help you have a good place to start for that. Well, that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.